to turn off all my fans. Fuck. Luigi's Mansion. You know, I know it's about to be the middle of summer, but I do like me some spooky stuff. I do like me some Halloween. So I thought I'd go back and play this old game that I never got to play, which seems to be a theme with a lot of these emulators. I was in this weird spot being broke as a kid where I only got a few PS2 games I consistently played, that being Duelist of the Roses and some Spyro demos, along with the other PS2 game demos, and some plug and play games now and again. You know the Spider-Man one? The one with the lizard? The maze lizard? Yeah, that JonTron episode spoke to me. But other than that, I didn't get to grow up with the glory days of games. I didn't have a GameCube. It was till way later on that I got a Wii, which I finally got Smash Bros on, and it was the biggest moment of my life. I'm pretty sure I saw a meme somewhere. I don't know if I even should find it. It's a meme. It's basically you can't have both, and it was like not divorced parents and a Wii. And on the comments of that meme, I'm pretty sure everyone who had owned a Wii had divorced parents. It might be so. Anyway, back to the, but Luigi's Mansion is a great game that I had the privilege to play and not steal on an emulator at all. I'm basically, to lack of the better term, I'm using gamer boomer clout to get views, alright? I'm appealing to the booming gamers. Luigi's Mansion. You start off going to a mansion that you have won, or your brother had won previously, and you're going to find him. You get to the mansion and you realize your brother's trapped in a damn painting. What are you gonna do? Well, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into that fucking mansion and get rescued by fucking Dr. Dickenstankle. After he saves you and he takes you back to his lab, he gives you the fucking Suckatron 3000. You go into the house and you start getting some ghosts. Yada yada yada. You kill a whole bunch of ghosts. You get to the end, you kill King Boo, and you save your brother, and everything is great. That is the lore. One part of the lore that I never understood, and my friend kept pointing out while he was watching me play the game. The main ghost bosses don't attack you. Most of the time, they're just chilling. I think the first boss is literally just chilling in his rocking chair, and then you fucking suck him and suck him into a vacuum. And then you imprison them back in their paintings, which my friend said that they came out of because of King Boo, but like they're not doing anything. Like it's not like a crime for that. This is their fucking mansion. Like I mean, if I was a ghost, I would be, you know, haunting my own fucking home. Just saying, you know, maybe that's a little bit of a nitpick, but I'm just saying, you know, they're not really harming anybody. I think we might be the villains here, boys. But gameplay wise, this game is pretty fucking neat. You use your flashlight to flashbang ghosts until you can see the little purple heart, and then you suck them in until they get 0 health, and then you suck them into your vacuum cleaner. Now, I say it's pretty simple, but it did take me a moment to realize what the flashlight's, you know, whole utility was. I was just flashbanging ghosts and then trying to suck them immediately, and half the time it would work, half the time it wouldn't, and I was just sat there like, I want to suck the ghosts, why can't I suck the ghosts? But you know, maybe that's just a stupid me thing. Anyway, the gameplay is pretty easy. The one thing I did notice is that when you are sucking the ghosts and reducing their health, it goes a bit slow. I didn't know if that was just a regular rate in which it goes, or if I, like, you know, was doing something wrong. I usually just, like, hit the opposite direction like you're supposed to and kind of just wiggle it around to, like, cover all my bases. I mean, that's just like, you know, a little nitpick thing. It just felt slow to me. It like felt like, you know, I wasn't doing it right, but who knows? Maybe I was. Maybe that you're just supposed to go slow. The second thing I really like about this game is the level design itself, which it is all one level. The entire mansion doesn't, like, there's no, like, transition period to, like, level 2. You just unlock another door that leads you to another part of a mansion, and then you explore the room, and, you know, rinse and repeat until the whole mansion's unlocked, which I really, really like. It gives you that feeling of a haunted house. Speaking of feelings of haunted house, by the way, the camera feature in this game is probably the best idea they've ever had. I know it's a little ad placement that, cause like, you know, it's the Game Boy and you like take pictures with the Game Boy. I know it's an ad, but them putting it in there was a really great decision. Cause if you didn't know something about me, if you put a camera feature in a video game, I will take a selfie with literally everything in the fucking game. My first picture was actually a picture of Angel's feet. Don't ask me why I did that, but being able to just at any point in time take out your camera and look around this 3D space is just a super cool touch, especially for a game that's trying to feel spooky. It just makes like the whole house feel more alive. The fact that you can just take pictures of anything, zoom around. And on top of that, if you take pictures of mirrors, it actually teleports you back to the beginning of the level, which is a cool like fast travel thing, which it doesn't explain to you. It just rewards you for like being, you know, optimistic and be like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture of myself in the mirror. On top of that, the atmosphere is really nice. They add these little cutscenes every time you open a door that you can skip, obviously, if you want to, but being able to like have the choice to like slowly creak open a door if you want to get like really immersed into it is a really nice touch for a spooky game like this. And they also have different versions of Luigi humming depending on if he's high, low, or medium health, which I didn't even realize until I was looking up the OST for this fucking video I'm recording right now. And speaking of OSTs, listen to that fucking soundtrack, my guy. I mean, you know, Nintendo's always gonna hit music out of the park. That's just what they do. They do music delightfully well. Alright, now getting into the things I didn't like about this game. So, there are a couple of bosses I have problems with. First, there is a fat motherfucker in this fucking game, and his boss fight, it's not hard, it's stupid. So first what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to light these candles, right? To activate the boss fight. And then you're supposed to suck the food off of his plate, and then these guys will come fill up his plate, and you have to go fucking kill them before they fill up his plate so you can like suck all the food off of his plate. My problem with the boss fight is that there is not a great indicator of how much food you're sucking off this guy's plate. It literally took me an extra probably 30 minutes to figure this out, because when I was trying to suck food off of his plate, it gave me no indication that like the food was shaking or even being affected by my vacuum. So I just sat there like, okay, that didn't work. What else can I do? And I just like ran around like interacting with random things, and like nothing worked until eventually I was holding the button long enough and my friend kind of pointed out to me, until the food just disappeared, and I was like, oh, okay. And then he gets mad, and then you actually had the boss fight stage, which is also another really annoying thing, because there's no indication of, like, I tried shooting ice balls at him, I tried, like, you know, sucking his fireballs up and then shooting them back at him, I tried, like, squirting water on him, freezing him, whatever. None of that shit works. What you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to run around in there and do nothing until he shoots 20 fireballs at you, and then he gets tired, and then you can, you know, suck him up. But there's no, like, indication that he's gonna get tired, and he shoots, like, 20 of the fucking fireballs at you. So I'm just, like, sitting there like, I must be doing something wrong. Like, you know, there's no, because he's just gonna keep shooting fireballs at me, and then what do I do, you know? You know, but, you know, it's whatever, I figured it out. You know, it's a little bit of a nitpick thing. The second boss I have a problem with is the twins boss room. And it's not even the fight. The fight is fine. I don't give a shit about the fight. It's how you activate the fucking twins. There is a little fucking propeller thing in the corner of the room you're supposed to spin, and then once it's spun, they spawn and then play hide and seek with you, and then you can go kill them. Nintendo, I don't know if you know how physics works, but if you're pulling something, especially with like a suck vacuum, and it gets enough momentum, it'll actually break the suction, and then you'll pull the thing on the other side, and then it'll keep spinning. Why don't you just let me stand still and keep spinning the thing? It was so fucking annoying to go back to that room and then move around while sucking the fucking propeller and see the fucking spawn. If I am standing still in an area and point blasting at the thing to activate the boss fight for like 4 minutes and it doesn't activate, I'm gonna be a little annoyed, alright? But whatever, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. The only other boss I had a problem with was just because my personal dumbass. So, there's a butler, right? And he's invisible. And the only way you know he's there is because he's holding a candelabra. And my, you know, brain auto-corrected the candelabra as, oh, that's an object I need to avoid because it's gonna damage me. Yeah, it took me about 30 minutes to realize, 30 minutes to realize, and my friend had to tell me that I should light the candles, and then I have to chase the butler around, and, you know, then I can get him. It's just like, You know, I mean, that's my bad. It was still annoying, but it was my bad for real. I understand that. One more boss that I just remembered. I have more problems with the puzzles than I do the bosses. I'm gonna be real. The nutcrackers. I hate the fact that when you're locked onto a ghost that you can still get hit. I understand why it's necessary. Don't get me wrong. It's just I wish I had a little more maneuverability. Maneuverability. Because if you made me invincible while I was locked onto a ghost, that would make hordes of ghosts absolutely trivial. Because as long as you're locked onto a ghost, you can't be hit. So I understand why they're allowed to hit me, but I also understand that when I'm locked onto a ghost, that I don't have full control over my character. So when I'm trying to like move forward to maybe avoid some things, there's a possibility that not only do I let go of the ghost, but also I can just get hit anyways because I'm locked in this little area and I have very little control of what I do. So that was a bit annoying. But, like, you know, I understand. The second problem I have with these nutcrackers is that there is a platform in this little play box in their boss room that you're supposed to stand on, because once you stand on it, it goes up and you get to the roof to continue the game. Why? I don't know if they told me I was supposed to do that, but when I was looking at this boss room, I wasn't thinking, oh yes, I get it now. This cardboard box, if I stand on it, I'll go to the roof. No, I was thinking, okay, it's a cardboard box gag. Yippee. I don't know. There's no, like, ladder or there's no, like, arrow in the back of the box. It's like, it's like, I think the only thing that's there is that there's a little, like, cutout at the top of the roof that kind of makes you go, oh, is that the chimney? Maybe I'll investigate that. But it's like, why is there a full functioning, like, mechanical piston platform in this fucking toy box? I don't understand. Anyway, whatever, all right, whatever. The other problem I have is the fucking booze. The fucking booze. These, okay, on their own, these motherfuckers aren't a problem. You find them, you suck them. They only got, like, you know, they got a lot of health, but, you know, eventually you get them and they're dead. Whatever. The problem is that in the attic and in the basement too, in close quarters, boos have 400 health. And you only take, like, you know, 8 a second, maybe? And then they fly through the walls, and then you have to go and find them again, replay that whole cutscene, and then go and engage them again to suck them off, and then they fly through another wall, and they just keep going back and forth. And sometimes they're in they're in areas, like especially in the attic, where you have to go through like 3 rooms to get to the outer hallway, and then they just fly directly back in. And so you have to come back and go through 3 rooms to go and fucking engage them again. It's just the most annoying shit possible. I mean, it's just stupid. It's not really like, you know, I'm not gonna knock points off for it. It was just kind of like one of those things where I'm just sitting there like, really? Okay. It's, you know, it's whatever, alright? I will say that I beat the game in 6 hours and 19 minutes. So it's a very short game, which I did not expect, but I'm not against. And on top of that, you know, obviously it's a kid's game. I wasn't really challenged per se. Like, this ain't no Dark Souls level Mansion game. But it's a really nice play. It's really chill and relaxing, and, like, you know, the puzzles are really nice and satisfying to figure out. I'd say the final boss, King Boo fight, was probably, you know, obviously the hardest part of the game. And, you know, I only died like 5 or 6 times during the whole run. But reflecting back on it, you know, the Boo fight was pretty fun. The King Boo fight was pretty fun. I think that and the one Shadow Demon fight are probably the funnest bosses to fight. The rest of them get, you know, it gets kind of repetitive because, you know, once you lock onto a ghost, you just have to hold backwards until they're dead. But other than that, it's a really satisfying game. I do think it's a little silly that the, like, design of the mansion has on the second floor, the half of the fucking mansion is just cut off at the second floor. Like, you can't get there from the second floor. You have to go to the first one and then go up the stairs. Wait, you know, that's just because that's how how the level system works. That's whatever. I just think it's really funny. But all in all, this game was pretty good. I really like this game. I'd say for me personally right now, I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Just because, you know, I beat it pretty fast. It was pretty charming, but, you know, not a whole lot of substance. However, I will say, for if you're giving this to like your kid, or if like a kid is playing this game is a 10 out of 10. This game is a 9, 10 out of 10. Everything about this game just screams like the whimsy of like going to an amusement park. Like all the theatrics, all the little things, all the dialogue, all that shit. This game is meant to be someone's first game, which is why I think so many of my friends really like it. It's because they got to have that experience as a kid walking around this haunted mansion as like, you know, a kid at like 12 in the morning when you're not supposed to be playing video games. And then you're like, bum, 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 and you're just sitting there as a kid and you're like, whoa, what is going on in this mansion? There's so many ghosts and shit. I think it's just wonderfully charming, and if I ever had a kid, I would definitely fucking throw the disc up and be like, play Luigi's Mansion! Stop playing Fortnite! Play the Mansion! But yeah, total, if you're a kid, 10 out of 10 game. For regular people, it's a good 8.5 out of 10. Good to play on a rainy day. If you're thinking about play it, highly recommend it. It's just a cool walk, a cool experience all around. And I'm a big fan of horror. So I mean, you know, it didn't scare me, but I love the spooky atmosphere nonetheless. But yeah, so that's Luigi's Mansion. By the way, how do you guys like the new format? I've never done one of these before. Like, you know, just talking to you guys. I usually do something scripted, but I think, you know, I thought I'd shake it up a little bit. This is a spooky game. This is like, you know, it's different. It's crazy. Who knows what'll happen? Boom! Bam! I'm gonna make myself look like an asshole. I'm editing this and I'm gonna make myself look like an asshole. I'm gonna put like fucking decrepit pictures above. Anyway. So like, comment, bell, you know what to do, and stay spooky.